More property problems, and today is a pretty terrible one. I'm going to put a warning here now, but check out this footage.
Toilet roll and etc. as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Just looking for £1,600.
Like you sleep on a mattress. When you have run a serviced accommodation for a while, and when you've had properties that you've been running for a while, a lot of the issues come through general wear and tear and general maintenance. So we have a process, and we offer this service as well to people, but it's called restaging. So you're gonna obviously giving your guests the best experience, but then when the property actually starts to just the walls get a little bit muckier, the colours start to fade on the paintwork, like certain furniture starts to break a little bit and get a little bit loose, then this always leads to like bad reviews, especially like getting damp and like black marks around the silicone of baths. So you have to go into properties every so often and restage them and like bring them back to life a little bit and give them a nice boost. And this is something that we've been doing recently to make sure that our properties are to the highest standard. So we had the full squad out. We had me, Alex, Dan, James. We had a day and going around a couple of our properties. We were taking some checklists about some of the stuff that we actually needed to implement into some of these properties and stuff we had to change. We need new duvet. These walls are just bad. What was it? It's like you're sleeping on a mattress. It doesn't look like you're sleeping on a bed. One of the properties we're taking on under management, and it needed 100% needed a refresh before we actually got going with it. And then the other one is one that we've had for a while and is looking a little bit dated now. But we've got loads of different things that are happening, and the business doesn't stop, so you'll be able to see kind of how we're operating and running different elements of the business whilst getting this kind of stuff done at the same time. So we're staging the property in Manchester now. We've got the team out in full force. Luke is starting with the wall. Lily's doing a wonderful front taping and using a little mini fluffy ones. So we've just got beds delivered as well, and we're waiting for a few different other deliveries. But with a property like this, like a 3-bedroom property, normally about 2.5 days is about the time that we're gonna do. So we're gonna get some really nice feature wall vibes here across that entire wall there. Then we are gonna do the same across this one here, and then some in the bedrooms as well. And it's really good having the feature wall because then you can accent the colours around the room, like cushions and throws or even feature chairs and stuff, and you can match everything to it. So yeah, we're doing this, and then we're actually currently just set up the energy and the Wi-Fi for the property as well. If you guys ever want energy and Wi-Fi sorting out for your property, I can do that too. And then yeah, I've on a few calls today with a few different clients, some for mentoring for getting longer term bookings in properties, and then also some for the full source your own process. This is just kind of a busy day in the life. Like I'm going to be in and out of meetings all day and on calls, getting the guys in to do the bits that need to be done. And I think James is upstairs, you know, putting together some of the beds and stuff at the minute. One thing that we don't like doing at the minute, which is a bit of a hint and a tip for you guys, don't like going to the Range or B&M and all these kind of shops where you'd normally buy like artwork from, because then every property looks the same, every property looks super generic. So we order prints and we get prints done, and then we just buy the frames, and then every property has its own unique look, and you can match colour schemes to the different things as well, rather than just buying the random stuff that you get at the Range and B&M. So yeah, it's kind of making the properties unique and making them stand out on the platforms. All comes back to the initial marketing principles, which is really, really key. So yeah, we're gonna get on with this, and I'm sure you'll see some of the stuff that we get up to. This is what looking like here. So we're gonna get some shelves up in this gap here, and seriously, I think for something like this where you're painting over wallpaper and you're really trying to make the most out of a room, I think that this is gonna make it pop so much more and look so much nicer. Obviously you can kind of see what the before was like, zoom out a bit there, versus what it's gonna be like now. But yeah, when you see what this room's like when it comes together with the rug, coffee table and sofa up and everything in here, like the process that you can go through with staging a property makes it look a million times better. More property problems, and today is a pretty terrible one. So we've just had a call from the neighbour at one of our properties saying that all the drainage systems has clogged up, and I don't know why it always seems to happen, because it never seems to happen in people's own homes, but happens in these service accommodation properties all the time. If you remember a while back, we had the property where literally crap was coming from the ceiling, just toilet water, brown water, and the rest of what you can imagine was coming down from the ceiling. Now we've got drains that are backed up in one of our properties and it is causing issues again. All of it's like come back up through the piping. It's all kind of flooded the back garden, and we've had to send James around there today to take a look at it, assess what the damage is and stuff, and basically we can't put guests in there, and until the water company have fixed this, I don't think we're going to be able to put guests back in there at all. So we're going to really need to consider different options around this. I don't know if these companies allow compensation for these kind of things, because obviously even if it was a normal tenant that was living in there and not us as a company, they wouldn't be able to live there. They can't use the drainage system, they can't use anything in the house because it'll just backlog and it'll just shoot it out through the grate. So yeah, just take a look at this, and I'm going to put a warning here now, but check out this footage, and not very nice.
So while Alex and Adam are over in Manchester staging a new property, I have been given the job to come through to our property in Harrogate to check on the plumbing situation. So we've had Yorkshire Water called out, and as you can see, this shouldn't look like this. However, there's some issues with the pipes underneath, which is resulting in all of this wastewater coming up. The man cover is here. That should be empty. As you can see, this is lovely toilet roll and etc., as you can imagine. So we have had to move the guests out of this property and into another one, which is very inconvenient, and we are still waiting for Yorkshire Water to get back to us and come and sort the issue. In the meantime, because all the drains were blocked, we have got the cleaners back in to do a deep clean and sort out all the bathrooms and basically make it habitable again. So what we're waiting on at the minute is Yorkshire Water to come through with a new vehicle which will be able to come and sort this issue out. Yeah, very inconvenient, and when we have bookings and guests that we're having to move around, this is not the type of thing that you want to have to deal with. So I decided to have a little look at the bathroom's not looking great at the minute. We're needing to sort out a bit of the black mold and stuff like that. But due to the drains outside, I have come to run the bath, and as you can tell, the plug is out and the bath is not running down. So we obviously can't have guests in the property at the minute, which is an absolute nightmare. So yeah, that's not ideal at all. These are the problems which you don't really think you're going to be facing when you get into service accommodation, but here we are.
Not warm. So today we're going to go undercover and we're going to be showing you guys around a 4-bedroom property in York that we're viewing for a rent service accommodation. So we're actually looking at doing this one on something called Earn and Learn to get people involved to invest in the project. They put their money into the project, then we teach them how we set it up and we give them a return on their money, a fixed return on their money. So it's something that could be really interesting if you've maybe got some capital aside, you're interested in the rent-to-rent model, you're interested in service accommodation. There's a link in the description if you want to book a call and chat to us about that.
So this is converted garage. All these things will stay.
Christmas tree as well.
Yeah, Christmas tree as well.
This property is just on the outskirts of York City Centre. The area is really nice. It's a really nice kind of little neighbourhood around here. There's a lot of key things that are going on. The property itself is huge, and this makes a massive difference when it comes to our marketing, when it comes to making sure that we can make that property make money and making sure that we can get the right clients and the right tenants in there as well. It'll work great for contractors with it being just on the outskirts of the city centre and having good connection routes out, and it'll also work for insurance stays. So this is where people have a water pipe burst in their home or something happens where people can't stay in their house, and that is the exact reason of why if that happened when someone was living in a property, they'd need somewhere to stay. They'd need somewhere like one of our properties to stay in. So that is exactly the reason why we want properties like this. The bigger properties, the family style properties, more bedrooms, more amenities, parking, good network routes in and out of the centre. These are all really key and important for us.
Yeah, we're just looking for £1,600, and I know 2 months from deposit is too much to ask. We should ask for only 5 weeks. We only ask for 5 weeks, which is legally.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, with that again, we look at the fact that if we're going to do some little bits of work and stuff and spend some money on the actual property, if we can reduce that deposit more, because at the end of the day, it just locks our cash flow up a little bit. So, but again, we'll need to have a look at how much we're going to need to realistically put into it, everything and whatnot, in terms of buying furniture and doing the little bits of refurb work that we need. And then we can put something forward to you there and see if we're all find something where we're all happy to. Amazing. No, thank you for showing us around. Really appreciate it. And it's a very, very nice property as well. Location looks great. This viewing went really, really well and really, really receptive, but we just need to make sure that the numbers are right. We need to make sure that we can agree terms so that everybody's happy. We want to make these agreements win-win for everybody involved as well. So let us know what your thoughts are about this property. Do you see the vision that we see? Because obviously I think there's certain things that need changing and tweaking, but do you see the potential vision of what this property could be? Because that's always the most important thing. Thinking about your end user, thinking about the person that's going to be using the property, thinking about not looking at it right now, but looking at the potential of what that property could be, and then going from there and building from there is really, really key and important.